Hey everybody, welcome back. We've been having some great time with the randomizer. The streak is over at 3. Because I had, well, you know, let's just say it's not every day that you random Tainted Lost Boss Rush Lamb, okay? But check this out. I'm on a new level here. Many people are saying, and now why don't you include the randomizer at the start of the video? Why don't you check that out? We're going to click the button. Just so you know, there's, as MIA would say, no funny business. Haha. That's Dark Judas, Hush, Mega Satan. Dark Judas, Hush, Mega Satan. Okay. That is Dark Judas, right? Yeah. Of course, how could I forget that Fez? Okay. I guess we're on a streak of 1. There's something there. I do think at some point, Hush Mega Satan, Hush Mega Satan. I do think when I get all of the items that I'm missing in the game, and I get a dead god, I think that will be a natural, and you know, you'd be surprised. A lot of people will be like who would care about this kind of minutia? It does come up, but I think that it's worth responding to at the very least. I'll probably duplicate my dead god, which is like the 1,000,000,000% complete save file, and then use one for YouTube and one for streaming, because the YouTube stuff is a little bit more, you know, trying to get some consistency, adding in some weirdness now and then, don't get me wrong, but the Twitch stuff, you know, occasionally we're gonna try to bust off something ridiculous, because it's hard enough to avoid peer pressure when it's like one person going like, hey, you know, do it. Then when you got like a few thousand people that are like, if you don't do it, I'm gonna leave, you're like, wow, geez, first off, kind of rude. I didn't know that's the era of entertainment we were in, where you could just heckle your way into whatever. Hey, unless the hero doesn't come back from the journey, I'm gonna give this a 1-star on Letterboxd. Hey, unless they do come back from the dead, I'm not gonna give it a 1-star on Letterboxd. Look, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Beth's Essence, Virtue's Reward. I've been trying to workshop this joke. Do you know in Canada there is, by the way, all of my jokes are a workshop, apparently, because I never really take them out onto the big stage. We never leave the workshop, but you know what? That's okay. A lot of people out there making spice racks and bird houses and, you know, dining room chairs. They never leave the workshop either. You know, they're not going to sell them at Raymore and Flanagan. It's a furniture store, in case you're not aware. Hello? Thank you. But do you know that there's like, in North America, I'm not sure if in the rest of the world, but it might be. There is a store called Bed Bath & Beyond that I think it recently filed for bankruptcy. But then there is also a store, a chain retail outlet, called Bath & Body Works. I feel like there's a great, like, image joke you can make with, like, a Venn diagram. You know, why is one, like, Beyond doesn't exist at both of them, but Bath does? You know, you see what I'm saying here, right? There's a Venn diagram. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. It's a Venn diagram, Jerry! Anyway, let me caffeinate. Because clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, from an Isaac standpoint, if we are going to do, or from a, I guess, a Dark Judas standpoint, if we're going to do Hush, we need to be pretty strong. If we're going to do Mega Satan, we have to do Angel Deals. So I'm glad I thought about that before I actually, you know, took the Devil Deal on this floor. Not that we have the HP for it to begin with, but, you know, we either have to do Angel Deals, or we have to do, you know, maybe find Dad's Key, which is impossible to create unless you get, like, Death Certificate, but then it just creates a different problem. How are you going to guarantee that you can get Death Certificate if you couldn't guarantee you can get Dad's Key? Or you could play an Eddie Room, but we obviously don't have the HP for that either, so after rebutting all of the steel men, I believe that we would all be in agreement here. Hypothetically, the best possible option would be Angel Deals. So let's ignore this early Devil Deal. We will go to the item room. I'm still, like, if I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't say I'm unconvinced in the ability of a planetarium to, like, really win you a run. But I do think there's enough planetarium items that are kind of, like, not as useful as I would like, to not make them like a essential part of the strategy, you know what I mean? Not to the extent that I would be happy to just skip an item room willy-nilly. It's a nice bonus if you can't make the item room work to begin with, but otherwise, not so much. In my opinion, and we're still insanely early on in my repentance life, and I think it's easy to forget that, you know? I'm still looking up what things do. Like, for example, I really figured there's no need to look up what Beth's Essence does, because I'm sure it would do something with respect to creating some wisps. But then, it has not given us any wisps. So I'm going to go to Platinum God, and I'm going to look it up, because I'm learning a lot. Did you know Karma, the Trinket Karma? Hold on, Beth's, I see it right here. Taking damage gives you a chance to spawn a flame orbital. Entering an angel room gives you +5 angel orbit or +5 flame orbitals. Giving money to a beggar gives you flame orbitals. Yo, that's pretty solid. I mean, not maybe game changing, but we'll definitely, like, it could tip the balance a little bit of whether or not we decide to play beggars or, you know, judgments as I call them. Okay, a little rude there, but life goes on. I'll take it. It's not as bad as it used to be. It basically, shot speed, you know, it carries a negative, but let's ignore it. It doubled our damage and lowered our rate of fire by like 1/3. So the math checks out, and we'll head down to the next floor. It's interesting though. Anyway, did you know Karma? I was of the impression, and this is apparently another trinket called Endless Nameless that I have not seen in 10 years. But I was under the impression that what Karma did was come and go, it comes and goes. Is it Boy George? Boy George, anyone? It's not even from my era, but anyway. It's a famous song, come on. I was of the impression that when you use the consumable, it gave you a chance to recycle it, essentially. Yo, that's magic skin. Very interesting. We'll try to pop it on a secret room. So, for example, if I use this Lover's card, there would be like a 50% chance it would just, after being used and gleaning the effect, it would simply drop onto the floor again so I could use it once more. Now, that is not the case. What Karma actually does is when you donate... Oh, son of a... I needed that. When you donate to a donation machine, it gives you what seems to be a good chance to actually heal for 1 red heart, which is pretty sizable. You know, you can really use that to like leverage floors with an arcade. You know, that was very poorly played. You're that much more likely to, you know, get more money or get a blood bag or an IV bag or something like that. It's actually, I wouldn't put it in the top tier of trinkets, but you know, it's in the tier that is like situationally useful, which can really have an impact in some situations. Weird spilled milk. They've changed the look of spilled milk. I hope they've changed the effect, because otherwise we have no reason to have picked it up. And also that terrible situation where there's no reason to have left it on the ground. So I'm not really concerned about it either way, but I've got to think that the Lover's card is Tainted Lover's card is like the most high risk, high reward Tainted card. Like it's so much fun. I'll inevitably use it every time or almost every time. But there's some spice associated, because you do lose a heart container essentially permanently. Like in that way, I don't know, it's a really cool design space, right? Because it's superficially similar to a deal with the devil. You know, you're giving up like a heart container for an item. But you don't know what the item's gonna be. You can influence the pool, but you don't know what the item's gonna be. And it's actually like, I mean, it's worse because you lose the HP spot permanently. That sucks. Oh, owned. But it's better because it, like, the HP spot that I would be losing right now, I'm stupid, is not even attached, you know? Like, let me rephrase. I'm not even using it as we speak. So why would I mind, right? Like, oh no, I lose my 12th heart container. I'm probably gonna die. This is a run ender right here. Just focus. You got dark arts. That's what it's there. Oh, no, no, no. That's what it's there for, is to provide some extra, you know, defensive ability. You got to be careful. You don't want to get hit by this guy. Okay, we lived. Angel deal, please, please. We didn't beat the odds. We didn't get an angel deal. I was thinking we could use the lover's card there. HP has been a bit of a sore spot for us on this run so far, but that's okay. It's still early. In all likelihood, well, I was going to say that guy would be the peak of difficulty on this run, but that actually does not appear to be the case. Forgot, Hush Mega Satan is a heck of a roll. It's also, not that I'm complaining, but, you know, it's like a 30% chance to add optional objectives. So we're, we got like a 9% roll on that one, but it's fun, you know? It's a good time. I would like to find the secret room, please. I don't think I looked here, but can it even be there? Wait, we're on pace for Hush, by the way. You just gotta slow your roll, okay? Don't get too concerned about it. This could change everything. Am I upset? No, I'm not sick. I'm twisted. Sick implies there's a cure. 5 cents. I don't know, man. Where the heck is the secret room? We checked here. We checked here on the left. I'm sure we did, even though there's no explosion there. I don't really want to do this boss trap room, but then I'm like, am I in a cycle of death if I don't go to the boss trap room? I don't really want to, you know, insult my donation machine by doing this, but let's see what we got here. That's incredibly good luck. When we have a golden key already. So we didn't get, like, I wouldn't say we got incredible items there, but considering we paid 3 cents for it, it's a heck of a deal. We're now a little bit behind pace, but I'm gonna pop this devil card and we'll manage to get through here. Those tainted cards, man, I know, like, for all the items they added in this game, the thing I'm most excited about is the tainted cards, which is super dumb. At least in a broad sense, you're like, of all the things you could be excited about, why tainted cards? It's because they show up much more frequently than, like, new items, right? Because you know, you're getting way more opportunities at the card casino than you are to, you know, pick up new devil deal and angel deal stuff. Well, we have 3 bombs now. Make sure you don't forget the lover's card. That's like, that's a gimme. I'm happy with my trinket. I think I will just go down to the next floor. It hurts, but we can, you know, that's the thing. It's not like the lover's card is going to expire. There's a lot of second secret rooms here, which, you know, means I don't want to use my limited bombs to check, I think. But for now, everything's okay. Just make sure, this is like the greatest cause of strife on any Tainted Judas run is using a card when you think you're supposed to be using dark cards. I mean, straight up, using a lover's card is probably totally fine for us. It probably is not catastrophic. But we could just, like, it could be exalted, you know? It could carry us to victory if we play our cards right. Second most common cause of death is Tainted Judas, using dark arts to attack an enemy that creates creep. Third most common cause of death, Bombino. I think just straight up. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Again, I take confidence in a statistical fallacy on these runs. I look at these runs and I say we haven't really had any super top tier upgrades. I'm actually going to use the lover's card right here. I am stupid. And we will... You know what? That's not how that works, huh? Well, you know, there's always something new to learn. Pay out the doubters, and we'll random. Tainted Eden Delirium. I hate you. Sorry, I just opened Isaac on my Google Chrome scene there. Tainted Eden Delirium. Okay. I'm not above admitting, because I think it's the first step of admitting you have a problem. I'm not above telling you that, upon seeing that it was Tainted Eden Delirium, I thought to myself, you know what? I could just scrap the video and start over and nobody would know. And then I thought, you know what? I would know. I would know. I really, and you know, this is a... Maybe this is an opportunity for some redemption of this character for me. I really don't think Tainted Eden is playable. Like, I kind of feel like Tainted Eden should just be a challenge instead of like a full-blown character. But you can also just exclude them from the randomizer if you want. Let's give them a real trial. I mean, Delirium is nasty, because the only way you can really... And hold on, I just got a push notification here. The only way you can, right, it gives you, like, super fast rate of fire. But we can't move for 60 seconds. Or 10 seconds, whatever. Close enough. The only way you get to Delirium is by beating Hush. But there's, like, no guarantee that we're going to, be able to get to Hush, much less defeat Hush, because the run constantly is cycling every time you get hit. But you know what? We'll have some fun regardless. There is, and I've talked, probably people are like, ad nauseum, yes, ad nauseum, about how, like, I don't really like Tainted Eden, but there is one strategic play that you can make as Tainted Eden. It requires a good bit of luck, but if you go to the shop, and the shop has Birthright, Birthright has a really cool effect as Tainted Eden, where... it gives you, it freezes your rerolls for the items that you presently have. I don't know if what I said there makes any sense, but instead of rerolling all of your items, it will simply reroll all of the items that you got after picking up Birthright, which means you could functionally just keep, like, rerolling yourself until you got something you were happy with, lock it in by buying Birthright, and then anything past that point is mostly gravy. This is insane. But I just want to say, because people are going to be like, pog, 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 pog. When we get hit, and it will happen, we will lose rock bottom. Now, it should reroll into a secret room item. But I'm hoping you can see perhaps some of my anger, actually. Because, you know, to get rock bottom on a, it must be Rainbow Baby that's slowing you? I have no idea. To get rock bottom on a secret room on a run where it's gonna reroll when you get hit one time, you know, it's nasty. I mean, we can obviously, like, Glowing Hourglass, but after you get hit, Glowing Hourglass gets rerolled, I think, so I don't think it would work. If it would, though, then I have less to complain about, for sure. Alright, so we'll just keep moving on here. Anything that raises stats even temporarily is a dream. It's a dream come true for us. For now, naively, I am going to try to not take any damage. I'm not necessarily, like, super optimistic about that, but I'm gonna try not to take any damage, because taking damage will lose rock bottom. It's a bizarre kind of hostage situation here, because rock bottom also has provided me with no benefit yet. But that's a little naive. You know, if it gets to the point where it hits me with a benefit, we're going to be quite happy. I don't really like, well, no, let me rephrase this. It's coming across way too negative. It's not that I dislike Blood Puppy. It's that I don't fully understand Blood Puppy. It's a familiar, it does decent damage. Range up. I feel like that should have given us, like, an all stats up, but, or not all stats, but it should have given us, a range up, at least, that would have stuck. But sometimes with rock bottom, you can get, and we saw this on that challenge run that we did, Red Redemption, but sometimes you can get into a situation where it takes a little bit to get over the stat cap for rock bottom. So you might need to pick up, like, a few range upgrades or a few damage upgrades or whatever to start kicking it into gear. It's like starting a lawnmower, right? And there you go. Alright, well, it was fun while it lasted. Really cool. Really, really... You know, that's the character. I'm not gonna complain. You know, it's like watching... It's like applying for Fear Factor, and then they're like, you know, eat this bull testicle, and you're like, no? I mean, like, what'd you expect? Why would you apply for the show if you didn't... I'm not gonna say want to eat the bull testicle, but, you know, if you didn't think you were capable of eating the bull testicle, my personal suggestion is maybe... I would not recommend going on the show then, because they're probably going to ask you... I mean, even eating a bull testicle, that's like almost one of the lesser kind of gross things that they did on Fear Factor. They did some stuff that I would much rather do that than, like, you know... I'd probably rather eat a bull testicle than, like, a live spider. And that's even still on the tame side, kind of. So I don't think it matters whether you get angel deals or devil deals, because, like, nothing really matters on this run. So we'll just use magic skin here, and, you know, bloody gust, kind of slick. I think you do take something like dark matter. And again, if you're asking why not, you know, the scale item, you know, pound of flesh or whatever it's called, it's because it doesn't matter. Not to be rude, but, you know, it's gonna get re-rolled regardless. And I hope that doesn't seem like sour grapes, because I'm actually just trying to come to terms with the fact that, like, if nothing matters on this run, really, how do we structure it in a way that, you know, we give ourselves the best chance to win? I think that one of the... Oh, spin down. Hold on. Okay. You have to look at something like this. Spin down dice list, or... Does Platinum God have one? No, they have a bag of crafting one, which is really good. But I want to see how to make C section. Lil Abaddon rolls into C section. Okay. So what are we giving up here? Magic skin? We're gonna hold magic skin for a minute here. You know what? So we're trying to do this because there's an item called C section that's presently bugged, which means it may be bugged forever. There's no way for us to get it outside of starting with it as Eden, re-rolling into it as Tainted Eden, which is, you know, definitely within the cards, even if things go wrong for us here. Or you could use spin down dice on Lil Abaddon. So this is where you start clip farming, and what we're going to try to do is use magic skin inside of our devil deal that we only have a 33% chance to get. It's gonna give us a Lil Abaddon. We're gonna... Well, then how are we gonna get the spin down dice into the room, dummy? How are we gonna get the spin down dice into the room, NL, if you're also holding magic skin at the same time? Good point. You gotta go to the shop, get a Tainted Lovers card. Use the Tainted Lovers card on your deal with the devil. Subsequently, use the spin down dice on the Lil Abaddon you're guaranteed to get. And we'll be back in time for tea. Smashing, baby. Yeah, I don't know. But for now, I think we'll hold magic skin. I think spin down dice is fun. And I think we'll probably use it. But I think we gotta try to... Like, what are you doing, man? I think we gotta try to get Lil Abaddon C-section, because it's a real, like, low percentage chance. So to get it on this run would matter. Squeezy's just good, man. That's just a good item. I don't really want to use magic skin. Again, one thing we don't reroll, which is very convenient, is all of our broken heart containers. So, you know... all of your advantages are very transitory, but your disadvantages are permanent, you know? It's a little bit like life, I suppose, in that way, if you want to be cynical about it. That being said, some of the advantages do also stick around. Like, for example, we get to, whatever pool gave us the items from before, that we have before, I believe that pool also codes for the items we get on those items when they're rerolled. I'm already aware of the fact, like, this, I would almost guarantee this run is going to give us, like, a Genesis or something like that, just because it would be hilarious. It would be the ultimate troll. Alright, now we actually have to come to a decision. And if I'm being real with you, I think here's what we're going to do, okay? So we probably wasted a magic skin charge, but it's okay. We are going to find our secret room. Could be here. We got so many bombs. It's like the antithesis of our previous run. Never mind. We have no bombs. I forgot how to read. It happens from time to time. I know what you're thinking, by the way. Go into the curse room. Curse room has a similar pool to a deal with the devil. You could use that deal with the devil to possibly spawn little Abaddon. Ah, yes. It's a good point. Don't get me wrong. But as soon as we walk through the spikes, we're going to lose everything we've got. Because it'll reroll. So, what we're going to do instead is hope that maybe this is our secret room. Definitely possible. We're going to... oh man, the item pool on the item room is a little stinky, but we'll use it. It's a luck foot. I'm just gonna reroll because I really don't think it matters too much. And I know what you're thinking is that you could spin that down. Again, we lose all these items on reroll anyway, so like who really cares? These are not what we're going to have permanently in all likelihood until we see something like Birthright. So for the time being, I'm not sweating it. And then we're just going to get our 33.8% chance of a deal with the devil, spin down little Abaddon into C-section, and then no matter what happens on this run, at least we accomplish something. And this is like maybe the hardest item in the game to get. So I feel like it would be certainly like plausible. It would be exciting, let's put it that way. So this comes up every time I talk about needing an item. Excuse me. Bloody Lust is pretty good, but it's a lot of HP out of our pocket. And plus we don't get hit, so actually it might be like the worst item you could ever get here. Similarly, Nun's Habit does nothing for us if we can't get hit. It is an item for the item pool, but I'm not really willing to do that right now. But the first thing I'll say is I'm not that upset by, you know, however long it takes for us to get these items. If it takes us 3 weeks to get all the items, we're only missing like 6, then so be it. If it takes us 2 years, doesn't bother me in the slightest, sincerely. I'm now at the point in Isaac where I don't have to feel beholden to ridiculous arbitrary challenges just to fulfill the human desire to experience the illusion of progress. Sorry, overly... oh, he's taking the Graber pill. I have been reading, you know, Debt of 5,000 Year History. And also, then someone in Discord recommended this book called Bull S. Jobs, and I've been reading that as well. It's a good, very, very interesting book. But anyway, I am not that perturbed. If it takes us some time, that's fine, man. We're just sitting at the dock of the bay watching the tide roll away, right? However, what comes up very frequently is if you want to get this stuff done quick, why don't you just use Tainted Cane? The answer for that may annoy you. I do not like playing as Tainted Cane. I bet we could fairly easily do it. I wouldn't even really feel cheapened by it. I just, you know, I don't feel pleasure from being Tainted Cane. I also feel like from a viewer standpoint, the treasure hunt, however, like, unnecessary it might be, is a lot more fun than just watching me open, like, you know, the wiki and, like, craft 6 things on a greedier mode Tainted Cane run and then be like, we did it. I'm so happy, believe it or not, that we got Magic Skin back. I am thinking, like, maybe, what if you pop Magic Skin in your shop? And then you use Magic Skin on the shop. Well, you know what? What if you, hold on. Platinum, spin down dice list. Okay, so, like, what if we did, so Sharp Plug. Is there a list of the spin down dice list? Spin down dice guide. Here we go. So list of all items in order. Sharp Plug. Doesn't exist. Is it not called Sharp Plug? What about Magic Skin? It's not on the list. What the... Are these just good ones or something? Now, full spin down dice, there will be... Okay, so... It's a good guide, don't get me wrong. What I was hoping for, and this is, like, please don't build this. This is a waste of your time just for this run that's already up. What I was hoping for is basically like a web application where I could type in an item's name, and it would spit out what spin down dice would give me. Obviously, at this point, it's easy to make, you know? People will say, like, oh, that's not hard. It's true, but I'm not gonna insert my, you know, like, this thing that I'll use 4 times is something that you should spend your weekend doing. At this point, you know, we're sending private citizens in the, you know, low Earth orbit or whatever. I believe that we can make something like that in Isaac. It's more a question of, like, do you want to spend your limited life force doing that? And I'm not going to begrudge you either way. You're also going to need to build a time machine to send it back to me here. But I want to see if there's, like, can we reroll something into something else that would then reroll into... hold on. Reroll into Lil Abaddon. Which could then get us to C-section. This is no longer... Oh, it's all going down anyway. This is no longer a quest to beat the run to Delirium, which is still what we're trying to do. I'm being facetious and overly bitter. But we're gonna try to get C-section. That's what it's all about, man. We beat the odds yet again. That's hilarious. We got Book of Belial, which we don't care for. Well, I mean, we don't. It's because we can't give up spin down, really. They re-roll down into flush, which is an insult, quite frankly. Let's see. I would still feel comfortable. At this point, I feel like you gotta embrace going loco, right? So why not use Magic Skin on the secret room? You got a battery charge, use it again. Might have a battery charge on your shop, do it again. I'm willing to at least give it a look. Our HP, I mean, I don't know. I that's it. That's the long and the short of it. I don't know. I guess I'm searching for, like, R key or something. I don't even know what you are, man. Cool puppet baby. Don't kill me, by the way. Don't kill me. Shovel we don't care for. Strawman, a helping hand. It's a cool greed. But is gonna be dead? Is gonna die? That seems kind of... Can I say it? Can I say it? It seems kind of doo-doo. Sharp plug. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I guess I will use the shovel once, get a crawl space, and pretend like I'm clip farming. Mission failed. Okay. Probably not worth 1 permanent heart container, but that's... You roll the dice, you can't be surprised by what you get. Now, on this floor... I bet... By the way, I bet the secret attempt here is to try to keep the greed alive. Hold on, I got all sorts of... like, I bet you can get coins to keep them alive, is what I'm trying to say. I got all sorts of thoughts percolating in the old brain hole right now. Like, for example, I actually am growing to like these items and like, tainted runes and stuff like that, that are, they create another character. Because I'm realizing we can actually use this character for things that we need HP for. Like, for example, if there's an Eddy room on this floor, we might be able to use the Tainted, or the Greed, I should say, into the Keeper. Sorry, I've only played... I've recently started playing this game. The nomenclature occasionally escapes me. We can use the Keeper to play an Eddy room. Pick up coins, play the Eddy room, pick up coins, play the Eddy room, spawn some angel deals, and, you know, before you know it, you're back in Pog City. I'd love the idea, by the way, of a Fool card to let us get into and out of boss rush. As, you know what? We gotta spin it down. At this point, we've reached the time in the game where you gotta be reasonable. We've probably gone a little too hard. Similarly, I bet we could go into the curse room here with greed. Do I want to? Not really, because I'm still holding out hope that there's going to be Edward's room. Apparently Edmund is now short for Edward in my world. By the way, if you say I'm a coward, and you're within your rights to say so, you know, for me not literally killing myself with magic skin, just when are you going to look in the mirror and embrace that, you know, you love self-destructive behavior, okay? Everybody, seeing somebody accomplish something incredible at the Olympics, hey, that's one thing. You trained your whole life to be able to do a triple Lutz. Wow, incredible. Lots of dedication. But it will not hold a candle to man drinks cup full of diarrhea on YouTube. You know, it's just, there's something wrong, I think, with the human mind. We shouldn't be picking up coins, by the way. I don't know what it is, and I'm as much both an advocate and a victim of it as anybody else. I'm really excited to see Green Knight. I think it's going to be a really cool movie. You know, it's getting great reviews. But it's second on my most anticipated movies list of 2021, because how the heck are you supposed to compete with Jackass 4? I heard that they're going to fart in a sensory deprivation tank and lock Preston in there, you know? I mean, that's must-see entertainment. I'm not joking, although I made up the part about the stunt. I also made up the part about being super excited to see Green Knight. I only found out it existed a few weeks ago. I wouldn't say I'm not excited, but, you know, I'll see it. And I did hear it was very good, but... Look, I'm not trying to insult Dev Patel. I'm just, like, I don't know that much about movies right now. For the first time in 100 years, I don't even know what the next Marvel movie is. I think it's Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi? I don't know. I do want to say, like, have I not literally been hit one time? Like, I think I've been hit, because that was terrible phrasing. I think I've literally been hit one time on this run. So, I got to admit that I think that actually means that I've been playing Tainted Eden kind of badly. I'm not worried about boss rush, or let me rephrase. We're not going to make boss rush now that I look at it, but I'm still not worried about Hush. But I am wondering if maybe, like, it wouldn't have been a smarter idea, or if it could still be a smart idea, to just bail on this run, deliberately take damage, you know, for some kind of purpose, you know, like on a curse room or a blood bank or something, and use that as a way to reroll into something stronger. But I also, of course, worry that, like, we'd just die, right? Like, maybe we'd roll into a run that's... Oh, don't pick up the coins, man, because if there's an Eddie room, you're gonna want him. Anyway, we got a lot left on this floor. I wouldn't get too perturbed about anything yet. This is, like, the largest... Greed took damage, not me. He ain't heavy, man. He's my brother. It's okay. We're 38 minutes into this run, and I'm... this time we will pick up a coin. Increasingly, realizing this is going to be one of those, like, 80-minute long videos. Yeah, no big deal. I'll just brush my teeth tomorrow morning. Look, you don't understand what it's like, okay, man? I'm a big proponent of teeth brushing. I brush them every day, with, you know, 2 times with no exception. Except the only exception is occasionally we go 3 times. But is any other new fathers out there in under house arrest? Because, oh, hold on, I've got Dr. Fetus now. And I'm not actually salty about it because we're gonna have enough time today. But let me run this by you, okay? And our run has changed a little bit here. I wake up a little bit before my wife, and I have an electric toothbrush. So I don't want to go into the bathroom, use my electric toothbrush, because it goes like, and it's going to wake her up. So, usually I start my day, and then I think about, like, oh, when am I going to fit in that toothbrushing, like, after she's up. But after she wakes up, she nurses the baby, and it's very flattering. But the baby is such a big fan of daddy that if I walk in, while the baby is nursing, she, like, you know, pulls her mouth off of the, you know, the nozzle, to put it nondescriptly. And, you know, apparently that's not a pleasant experience, which makes a whole lot of sense. So now I also have to dodge, like, the nursing time in order to get in there and get my electric toothbrush. It's like, my morning is like one big stealth mission, essentially. Is this a secret room? Like, at this point, I'm a fool. Hold on. Is it Papa Fly is part of a reroll chain? Head of the Keeper. I know. Hold on. I don't know why I know this. One second. Papa Fly. No, it's not. Okay. Disregard. Well, then why am I doing this room then? Ah, son of a. Yeah. You know what? I'm out. See ya. For that reason, I'm out. We're leaving. Again, I'm literally like 0% perturbed about really getting anything on this run because it just rerolls immediately. We're gonna have 2 boss fights. That's fine. 2 boss! It looks like a giant Willie Nelson. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't see how we could possibly win this run at this point with 4 empty heart containers. I guess or broken heart containers. I guess if we just rolled into the greatest combination you could ever expect, or got a series of unlikely but plausible, like, unbelievably strong rolls. Come on, man. I mean, at this point, how could I not, right? Like, the way you play Magic Skin is you take it back, and it's really been a dominant force on, like, both of these runs we've done this morning, huh? You use it on the secret room, and would you look at that, we actually got some HP. After losing 5 HP containers, we've taken it to the next level. And you might say, well, you know, why not keep Magic Skin? To which I reply, don't worry, we'll get some more later. One thing about Magic Skin, oh my god, I've never seen luck that incredible. I know that we lost it right after, but we, like, bombed ourselves, but then we turned invincible due to, like, whatever the spike thing is called, at exactly the same time the explosion went off. You got to acknowledge, like, when you get bad luck in the game, Isaac players are not shy about announcing it, right? When you get good luck, you got to acknowledge it as well. By the way, we're probably about to die. Stay moving. We got some positives here, don't get me wrong. Vanishing Twin is a really interesting one if we happen to live to our next boss fight without taking any damage. Which is simultaneously the only way we can make it to our next boss fight, but also quite unlikely. And we're going, I mean, I don't know, I guess we take the negative. Because it doesn't really matter, and I don't know, do you give me a deal with the devil? Okay, alright, sure, I'm probably not gonna do that, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, at least. Well, we could live, like, this is part of the education in Isaac, right? Or repentance specifically. I'm learning what the heck? Broken modem or so? What's going on, man? I'm learning, like, what items are good and what items are pure trash, right? And I've realized that, is it Quince? Is that what it's called? The one that gives you a familiar every time you kill an enemy? That's actually, like, an insanely good item. There's enough, I mean, even the not amazing familiars are okay. You know, it's like a very famous line from the Poet Laureate of the United States. Even your superficial raps is super official. And there it goes. But it was fun while it lasted. This one, on the other hand, I'm not sure. Apparently, I've overly insulted Sack Dagger, by the way. It definitely does still rotate. Well, it feels like it rotates fast. What the heck are you doing, man? What the heck is that's going on out there? I mean, I'm willing, man. I'm willing to give it a... Oh, what the... Oh, jeez. It doesn't really matter. I'd almost like to pick up Egghead just for the Spirit Heart. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, well. He's lost his touch, and we've lost everything. Oh, click me! You know what happened. The game crashed. Or is it, maybe it's just working it out, I don't know. Alright, this seems like as good a time as any to end the episode. We appear to have broken the game. I had fun with this run. Maybe this Zane went a little bit too far. But I mean, what am I supposed to do when they give me magic skin and stuff like that? Plus, I gotta be honest, it's not that hard to break repentance. Like, it just, it happens ambiently. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'm rooting for a more, perhaps, traditional character next time, so I understand what's happening. But apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. See ya!